Today's demo will be on loops in Java. What are the basic loops we have learned in earlier classes? For, while, do, while. So I'll tell you the syntax. This is a syntax for loop. Okay, so we start a for loop like this. Why we use a loop? Just to repeat a block again and again until it satisfies a certain condition. If it is not satisfying that condition, we'll break that loop and come out. So that is the concept of loops. So here we'll have an say int I is equal to 0. This is the initialization, and for the counter, say if I want to print hello 3 times, what I can do, I less than 3. So the loop will run from 0, 1, 2. So 3 times it's going to execute this block. I plus plus, it will increment the counter by 1 every time the block is executed. So let me have a sysout statement here. Yeah. So this is the block that will be executed again and again. How many times it will be executed? I will start from 0 and it will go up till less than 3. So it will execute 3 times, 0, 1, 2. The counter runs from 0, 1, 2. Every time this block gets executed, the counter gets incremented by 1. That is the meaning of I plus plus. So let's see this. This is pretty basic. We have seen this time and again many times in our previous semesters, but still, uh, see, 3 times hello is getting printed. Likewise, you have another kind of loop called the while loop. So syntax for while loop. So while loop is it's going to run a block until the condition is true. So for that, the syntax is we should have the counter initialized outside the loop, and then we give while. While is the keyword, and the condition here I less than 3. That is the condition that we are going to check every time we execute the loop. And we'll have the sysout statement here, and then we'll say it's hello. And important thing is we should also increment the loop every time the block gets executed. I mean, we have to increment the counter every time this block gets executed. So this will again print hello 3 times. Okay. The dangers of while loop is if you don't increment the counter, what will happen? It will end up in an infinite loop. So there'll be no end to this loop. It's going to use up all your memory and things like that. Let me stop this. So never forget to increment the counter. So this is going to run until this condition is true. Okay. So you can run a while loop as long as a condition remains true. Whereas for a for loop, you know the number of times your loop is going to run. You are very definite about the number of times your loop is going to run, then you're going to go with a for loop. Whereas for a while loop, you can just give something like this, while true. So it means that this is going to be true. So this is going to continuously execute. So there is no real criteria on how many number of times this loop should run, right? It can be like inside the loop, I can change this condition to false, and then I can break the loop. So you go for a while loop when you're really not sure about the number of times exactly the loop should run, or it depends on the user input from outside. Okay, I have to stop this loop when the user requests it, something like that. And you also have a do while loop. Now this is the syntax for do while loop. This is another loop. Again, it's available in other programming languages too. So the syntax here is you have the counter initialized outside, and you have do statement. And what is this? We are going to perform this hello and increment this counter. Never forget to increment the counter variable, or else it's going to go into an infinite loop. Again, you have this while here, while I less than 3. So the variation between a while and do while is a do while will execute at least once, even when I is not less than 3. So first it will execute the loop, then it will check for the condition. So this loop is going to run, this block is going to run at least once, even when I is not less than 3. Now what will be the output here? This again will print hello thrice. That's it. So this is the syntax for the three basic loops in Java. We also have other loops, for each loop and things like that. We'll learn that while we are talking about arrays, advanced for loops we have in Java. I hope you are clear with this. You must be clear with this because this is something that we have learned many times in the past. So with this understanding, let me give you some exercises now. Print the sum of first n natural numbers, get the value of n from the user. So if the user enters 3, you have to find 1 plus 2 plus 3. That's it. The next program is write a program to print all natural numbers in the reverse from n to 1. So if the user enters 3, you have to print 3 to 1 in the reverse order. You have to use a loop for this. Write a Java program to print multiplication table of any number. So you have to get the number for which the table should be printed. If the user enters 2, you can print the multiplication table. Say in every line, you should print something like this. 2 into 1 is equal to 2. So that is one line. In the next line, 2 into 2 is equal to 4. So like that till 10, 2 into 10 is equal to 20. So you have to print the multiplication table for any number in Java. This is write a Java program to find the first and last digit of a number. So if the user enters 3267, the first digit is 3 and the last digit is 7. So that is what you have to print. Write a Java program to calculate sum of digits of a number. So if 123 is written, the sum of digits is 6. And provide the user the choice of adding two numbers until the user wants to exit. So this is like the user enters two numbers and he adds. Next, he wants to again add two numbers. Then it should be in a loop. Continuously, the user should be provided with the option of adding two numbers until he wants to exit the software. So once when he exits the software, he says, I want to exit. You have to say, thanks for printing using our software. So this is the exercise that you guys are going to take up now. So I hope you're ready with your Eclipse. So we'll start off with the very first program. For those who are still struggling with loops, I'll also try some of the programs. Hope I'll be able to complete this. So what is the first program? I guess it's find the sum of n natural numbers, right? You have to get n from the user. So first we'll get n from the user. For that, we'll have a sysout statement. That is enter the value of n. And we'll have a scanner here. That is, we'll create a new object for scanner. You can give any name. I'm giving input, and you pass system.in. Okay. So here, what we are going to do is we are going to get the input. So it's int. It's going to be, say, I'll say num, and input dot next int. Okay. So we'll say even it is n, no problem. Like the question. So it is the value of n. And now what we have to do is we have to find the sum of n natural numbers, the first n natural numbers. So we'll run a for loop for int I is equal to 1. We start from 1, I less than equal to n, and then I plus plus. And we need to find the sum. For that, what we'll do is we'll have a variable int sum initialized to 0. Okay. So that is what will be used for summing up, and we can say sum plus equal to sum is equal to sum plus I. So after finding the sum, we can come out of the loop and say the sum of first n natural numbers is, and then we have to use this concatenation because a string concatenation should be there, sum. That's it. So we are done with our, I think this should work. Let me run this one. Enter the value of n, 3. The sum of first n natural numbers is 6. Okay, so we'll have a space here. Let me run this again. Say 2. The sum of first n natural numbers is 3. So here, instead of saying sum of first n natural numbers, I can also give the sum of first two natural numbers. How I can do that is the sum of first, and then I'll close this, and then I have a concatenation operator, and then I'll give n here. That is the value entered by the user plus, and then again I'll start this. So now you see there will be a change in the way the output is displayed. So if I say 2, the sum of first two natural numbers is 3. Got it? So now you can copy this. I think most of you might have completed the 5 programs now, but those who are not done, please copy this to a file, have it ready for upload. Okay, that's it. That's about it. Next thing is print the n natural numbers in the reverse order. That is the next program, I guess. Print the n natural numbers in the reverse order. That is, if I enter 3, I should print 3 to 1. So it's an exercise for running the loop in the reverse. So let me delete all these things, and we don't need this variable sum. How will you print everything in the reverse order for int? Now I am going to start I from n. The counter starts from, say, it enters 3. I should start from 3, and then I should run until I reach 1. So until I is greater than equal to 1. And then I should decrement n every time. From 3, I should go to 2, I should go to 1. So it's I minus minus. I'm sorry. You have to run the loop in the reverse. And now what we are going to print here is, I'm just going to print I. That's it. So now when you run this, when you enter n to be 3, it will start from 3 until it reaches 1. I will be decremented once every time the block executes. So it will go from 3 to 1. Let's run this and check. I wish that this should work. Yeah, see, printing the natural numbers in the reverse. Is that clear? So second program also we have done. What is the third program? We had any idea? Third program is print the multiplication table of any number. So again, we have to get a number from the user and print the multiplication table. Did you guys finish that? So, okay. So again, we have to get the value of n. I should not have deleted this. Int n is equal to input dot next int. So n is an integer. Say I want to print the multiplication table of 2, then n will be 2, right? Now what I have to do is I have to run a for loop for int. We'll start I is equal to 1. So it's 2 into 1, 2 into 2, 2 into 3. So I starts from 1 and I less than equal to 10. So we are going to go from 2 into 1 to 2 into 10. Then I plus plus. We are going to increment I by 1. This is the syntax. Now we have to go with a sysout statement, that is print the result. How we are going to print the result is, first comes this, we'll print n, that is 2. Next we have to have this string. I'll just put the x symbol here just to say it's multiplication. So it's 2 into, again I'll have a concatenation. Say here I've forgotten this concatenation. String concatenation should be there. So it's 2 into, then I should now display I. I will go from 1 to 10. Then you go concatenation, and then we have to have quotes equal to. So now it is 2 into something equals to, that is a string. Now again you should have concatenation. Now we go for the result, that is nothing but n star I. Got it? So I hope this should work. Let me run this. So if we enter the value of 2, yeah, finished. So 2 into 1, 2, 2 into 2, 4, yeah, 2 into 10, 20. The only key thing that we have to learn is how to print this. Now it is 2, that is the value of n. This is a constant, like it's a string, right? I'm just giving x here just to resemble like an into. So it is quotes x. So we are concatenating n with this. And here I comes. What will be the value of I inside the loop? I will vary from 1 to 10. So that's what is happening. I varies from 1 to 10. I'm printing that here. Plus this equal to will be this equal to. It will be constant for every block. And n star I, every time n will be multiplied with I, and then the result will be given here. So our multiplication table exercise is also done. Basic simple exercises we have taken up, nothing much here. Okay. I hope you guys are able to follow this. Can we go to the next question? What is the next question? This is actually what we have solved now is print the multiplication table. Eh, every time you change the code, your comment should also be changed. If you push some code to the production region without changing the comments, it's considered to be a defect. So even the comments should not be wrong. There should not be any spelling mistake even in your comment statement. That is industry standard code. And in industry standard code, they follow naming conventions. They will not just say input or say what is naming convention. If it is first number, they will give first number. So it is camel casing. This will be small case, whereas every letter of the word will be capital. Say if I say employee ID, I'll have employee and then ID. So here E is small letters, whereas the next word, everything will be capital. So they use such conventions for better understanding. They will not use N or K or J. We should not use that. But um, okay. Did you finish the next program? Write a Java program to find the first and last digit of a number. If 3267 is entered, 3 and 7 should be displayed. So now it is um, find the first and last digit of a. So we have to get the number from the user. So this is fine. How can you find the last digit of a number? Mm, that is always easy. You can say int last digit is equal to, we can have this n, we can use the modulus operator, mod 10. So now this n mod 10, say if you have any number, say 3 to 6, when you do a mod 10, you'll get 6 out. So that will be the last digit. So you can try that out. So let me just print and check. This is out last digit. Am I getting the correct answer here? Let me run this. Enter the value of n 326 6. See, the last digit we have retrieved. The challenge is now to get the first digit. How will you get the first digit? So this is fine. Last digit is fine. Now we have to get the first digit. For that, we'll have a while loop now. It's while n not equal to 0. We're going to use a logic here. What is that logic? Initially, I'll assume that first digit. Say there can be many logics here. I am just using what I thought about. You can also do it in a different way. And it can also be the better way. I'm just telling you what I've done. So first digit is equal to n. I just consider n to be the first digit. And I'll just do n is equal to n by 10. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm just making 326 as every time I'm just dividing it by 10 until I reach 0. So when this one reaches 0, the loop will terminate. Just before that, whatever I have will be my first digit. So let me first go and print this out, sys out. So for this, the issue here is I should have a variable int first digit 0. We have to initialize that. And system dot out dot println, we'll say the first digit is, and then we'll concatenate, we'll say first digit. And we'll also sys out statement, we'll say the last digit is, and we'll say last digit. Okay. I hope this should work. What I'm trying to do here is I'll check until n is not going to go to 0, I'll keep on dividing n. So just before n becomes 0, whatever digit I'm getting will be the first digit. That is my logic here. Let me run this. Let me check if this one works. So I'll enter 3267. See, the first digit is 3, last digit is 7. As I told you, you can also have a better way of doing this. This is what I was able to think about. So now, what is the next program? Sum of digits of a number. So this is where, we have to find sum of digits of a number. Find the sum of digits of a number. thing. So if I enter 1, 2, 3, I should find 1 plus 2 plus 3, that is 6. So what we are going to do here is we are not going to have any last digit concept. We are not going to have any first digit concept. These things are not needed. We need this. We need to extract every digit, right? So what I will do is I'll say int every digit, some funny name I'll have here, int every digit, and every digit is equal to nothing but n mod 10. So that will be every time we are extracting the last digit and moving it to every digit. And what we'll do is once when we extract it, we'll have the sum to int sum is equal to 0 because we have to find sum of all the digits, right? So we'll do sum plus equal to I. This is not I, I'm sorry. This is sum plus equal to every digit. So every digit that is extracted will be added to sum. Okay. And then we have to do n is equal to n by 10. So when it is 123, first 3 will be extracted, added to sum. Then 123 will become 12. Then 2 will be extracted, added to sum. Then it will go to 1 and then added to sum. Then 0, loop will terminate. So we'll print the sum after the loop terminates, that is this out the sum of the digits of a number is. We'll still have a better message here, but I'll just say sum. Now we'll go to and enter 1, 2, 3. Say the sum of digits of a number is 6. If you want to put the sum of digits of, say, the number you want to give, instead of saying a number, we can also concatenate and then give, and then give n here, and then again a plus. Okay, so this will tell you a clear cut message will be given. 123. So, oh God, this is n is going to 0 here. See, after this operation, n goes to 0. So we are going to get n to be 0 here. So what we can do, we can take a backup of n, int backup n. Backup is equal to n. And then we can put this backup here. Try something, if something goes off. So now we'll try this all for a message. Yeah, the sum of digits of 1, 2, 3 is 6. We'll go to the last program. Provide the user the choice of adding two numbers until the user wants to exit. So user should be able to add two numbers until he wants to exit. That is the criteria here. Let's go and see what is that. Let me delete this. I hope you have taken down or you're finished, whatever it is. So user should get two numbers, right? Enter the value of two numbers, and we should change the comment to addition of two numbers until the user wants to exit. Okay, and enter the two numbers. We can have, we'll say num1, and we can have again int num2 is equal to input dot next in. Numbers we have received. Now we should just put the result. The result of addition is plus num1 plus num2. We can just give num1 plus num2 directly. So this is how, and we'll say this out. Thanks for using our advanced software. Now we'll run this. Let's check. So it's a simple 2 and 3. The result of addition is 5. Thanks for using our advanced software. Now this software exits, right? Again, if the user wants to add two numbers, he should run the code. But we don't want to have this to happen. We want the user to be continuously in a loop, and until he wants to exit, this should be offered to him. So what we can do here is we can put this entire thing, do while loop, perform this entire thing till the user wants to exit. So we can get some choice from the user, whether you want to continue or you want to exit, something like that. So what we can have is we can have a Boolean value here. Boolean choice is equal to, we'll initialize that to be true. So we'll assume that the user initially wanted to add two numbers. That's what a do while loop also does, while choice. So while choice is true, this is going to execute again and again and again and again. But we should ask the user, sys out, do you want to continue? You can say press 1 to continue and 2 for exit something. So if he wants to continue, press 1 to continue or 2 for exit. And we have to scan his choice, right? So we'll say int decision. I'll have this int decision outside. No need to again have it inside. So int decision is equal to 0. So int decision we'll get from the user. Decision is equal to nothing, but we are going to get it as input dot next int. Okay. So I'm just going to check if decision equals to. So if the user wants to exit, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to set choice is equal to false. So every time we are asking the user whether he wants to continue. So he is going to press 1 or 2. If he presses 1, we get that in the decision, right? If it is 1, then we're not going to do anything to decision. So decision, I mean, we're not going to do anything to choice. Choice will always be true, so this will execute. If he presses 2, then choice will go to false, and then the loop should terminate. So that is one small bug here. We should say enter the two numbers. Let's take this up and let's have it here. So every time this is going to be performed until choice is going to be true. If the user says true, I'll set choice to be false. So the loop will break and then this message will be printed. Let's execute this. Let's check whether our bug is fixed now. Enter the two numbers 2 and 3. Yeah, the result of addition is 5. Do you want to continue? Yes, I want to continue. 3 and 4. 7. Yeah, I am tired of adding. Let me exit. Thanks for using our advanced software. Yeah, all basic concept code here, but still we are in a different programming language, so we should understand the syntax. Though it sounds very familiar, there's always a chance that we may go wrong with the syntax. So please practice. Don't be in an assumption that straight away we are good in Java. That's it for today's class. I thought of going with nested for loops. Can you visit my lecture on nested for loops? Go through all the exercises and be ready for that. In the next class, we'll practice some exercises on nested for loops too.